This is the Middle Tennessee High School Sports Show with your hosts, Mike Strasinger and Jacob Golson.
All right, welcome into another episode of the Middle Tennessee High School Sports Show. I'm Mike Strasinger, and this is Jake, the Natural Golson. How you doing, Jacob?
Pretty good. Had a good weekend. I went to see a play with my sister.
Yeah.
Had a good time. Played a little bit of soccer. All in all, a good weekend. How was yours?
Very good. Pretty good. Busy. It was hot. It was hot. Anyways, we're going to get right into it. I had a nice interview with Bernard Childress of the TSSAA. Jacob and I went out there to the offices on Tuesday or Wednesday last week, but unfortunately we had some technical difficulties and we're not going to be able to show you the interview as planned, but there were some great takeaways from it. I remember, First of all, thanks to Bernard Childress and Matthew Gillespie for setting that up. And the big takeaway for me was I was just asking Bernard some general questions, but he did clear up something I've had some questions about. Basically, the TSSAA is just a kind of a clearinghouse or a forum for the rules and to be established and enforced that oversee the high school athletics. The high school athletics here in Tennessee the rules come down from the National High School High School Sports Association, the National High School Sports Association, and the TSSAA just follows those rules.
Right.
There is a board of control and a legislative council from across the state made up of representatives from the schools that are voted on by the schools themselves, public and private. And there's basically two types. There's two bodies. There's the body that sets the rules and the body that enforces the rules. And the TSSAA doesn't make the rules. They just give everybody an opportunity to talk about the rules violations, if there is a violation. The thing that Bernard really emphasized with us was the safety of the kids is the priority for the TSSAA.
Yeah.
Safety comes first above all else. And then they just want fair play. And I think they do a great job. And thanks again, Bernard. Sorry we're not going to be able to show you the interview here today, but maybe we'll catch up and do it again. Thanks. Speaking of the TSSAA, we did talk to them about making it easier for volleyball and soccer scores to be reported. And they're working on a system now that is going to make it a lot easier for coaches or administrators to report scores to the TSSAA, just like on Football Friday nights. All the scores are there. Well, they're getting closer to having something like that done for volleyball and soccer. And I think they're going to have that done by maybe if not the end of the season, but at least by basketball season. They're going to have something in place. It's going to make it a lot easier for us that do report on the schools to get scores to everybody. Yeah,
it sounded like they were making a lot of progression, which is really good for all different high school sports around Nashville.
Absolutely, yeah. Moving on, there was a big cross-country meet this weekend. It's called the AF Bridges meet. It was over at Steeplechase, just down the street. Did you ever run Steeplechase?
I did. It's a very difficult course, but it's beautiful there.
It's nice. And that's where they run the state meet, of course, so it's good to have the kids practice there. It's this meet is open to all classification. It's not public, private, whatever. Everybody runs together. Awesome. It's very cool. Real quick, the girls' top 10, Marilyn McCarthy from Siegel, Samantha Ouellette from Central Magnet, Callie Tucker from Knox Catholic, Naomi Lozano from Sevier County, Annabelle Cothran from Columbia Academy, Mary Scott Tritt from Crockett County, Grace Feltner from right here, Father Ryan, Kyra Hayes from Siegel, Chloe Wade from Sevier County, and Mary Hampton Hayden, also from Father Ryan, finished out the top 10. The girls' top 3 teams, Central Magnet, that's in Murfreesboro, I believe, Central Magnet, Father Ryan, and Siegel. For the boys' top 10, Kanan Anderson, he's a real stud from Siegel. He's having a great year. Kanan Anderson from Siegel, DK Schneiders from Holy Cross of Louisville. Okay, apparently
wow.
They came all the way down here just to run this meet, and they did very well. Edimo Nintereste from CCS, that's Chattanooga Christian School. Connor Henson from Columbia Academy, Seth Robinson from Siegel, Connor Williams right down here from Hillsboro, Caleb Skinner from Collierville, Ciro Albamont from Father Ryan, Josh Merriman from Holy Cross as well, and Jackson Gawarski also from Holy Cross.
A lot of different schools being represented.
Yeah, like big schools, small schools. I had the top 3 teams, but I left them off my sheet. Siegel did well, and I'm sorry I don't have all that. All this is on tnmilesplit.com. Are you familiar with that website?
Tennessee Mile Split. It's got all the results your heart can desire.
That's right, tnmilesplit.com. Most of the results are there. They do require a subscription if you want to get way into it, but most of the stuff is just right there. Highly recommend that site, tnmilesplit.com. Well, Jacob, that is going to do our early segment.
Sure.
We're going to get right into our football picks of the week.
Perfect.
All right. I think this is what people come here for. This is the money part of the show. So Jacob and I again, we're playing for charities. Who are you playing for?
I'm playing for Men of Valor, a prison ministry here in Nashville.
All right, and I'm with the World Wildlife Foundation, and the loser is going to give the other one $50 towards their charity.
Yep.
However, I made I kind of predicted a perfect score of last week. It did not happen. So I said I'd throw in an extra $10, and I gladly will be doing that. I did not go perfect, far from it. I was 7-3, which normally is pretty good. But Jacob, how'd you do?
I went 10-1 somehow.
10-1, it's amazing. That gives us our standings right now. Jacob overall is 26-6. That's a batting average of .813. I'm 23-8, 742.
It's still close.
It's okay, but I got a lot of ways to go to get you. This is a 20-year veteran, okay? I've been doing this about 20 years, maybe even longer than that.
I'm a 3-week veteran.
Yeah, great. Thanks. Now, again, we kind of do this at random. I take every third game listed on the TSSAA website, and we split that list into two, list A and B, and I gave you the choice, A or B, this week.
I think I took B.
It took B, so that gives me A. That takes us to my picks, list A. Okay, I got to bounce back after last week, 7-3. All right, here we go. Antioch 0-4 at Cane Ridge 2-2. Antioch has been outscored 254-12 on the season.
Oh my goodness.
The least amount of points they've given up in a game was 54 to Wilson Central last week. So it's hard to say, but their defense is getting better. Okay, but they've been shut out their last two games. Cane Ridge lost their first two, Pearl Cone and Brentwood. No shame in that. They appear to have things back on track. A lot of backups will get to play this Friday night. Cane Ridge wins easily Friday. Cane Ridge over Antioch. All right, moving on. Gordonsville 1-3 at Clay County 4-0. It's homecoming for the Bulldogs as they host the Gordonsville Tigers. Clay County is rolling at 4-0 with the number 3 scoring defense in the state. All right, get this. They've only given up 8 points all year.
Wow.
Okay. Crown Clay County, the Kings on homecoming over Gordonsville. That's called alliteration. Crown Clay County, the Kings on homecoming. All right, BGA 4-0 at CPA 0-4. Now, nobody would have picked CPA at 0-4, I don't think. The Lions come to the Den, back home to the Den at 0-4, licking their wounds after a tough loss to Ensworth last week, 42-10. It doesn't get any easier this week. The Wildcats are coming in on a roll with a lot of offense. I think the Lions will do better, but the Wildcats of BGA will get it done. BGA wins. All right, Baylor 4-0 at Ensworth 4-0, right over here down the street. Oh, by the way, we're coming to you live, not live, but taping this at the Corner Pub in the woods. Thanks to Woods Murphy and his staff out here. Thank you very much. Baylor 4-0 at Ensworth 4-0. Both teams playing well. This is tough to call. Baylor's a team that is used to traveling. Not a lot of schools come to Chattanooga. They have to. Baylor has to go out of the city a lot. Okay, they play some, but I still think the travel will take its toll. Ensworth is rolling. I think they're playing very well. I'm impressed with them. I'm going to go with Ensworth in a close one. Stratford 1-2 at Giles County 1-2. Stratford was off last week. But Giles County had a tough one with East Nashville, and they hung tough with East, only losing 21-15. I think the rest is going to do Magic Moore, the great running back, good. I'm going to pick Stratford in a close one in a big Region 5 3A win. All right, Red Bowling Springs 0-3 and Joe Burns 0-4. Okay, so obviously one of these teams is going to get their first win of the year, and it might be their only win of the year. So this is a huge game for these guys. I'm going to go with Joe Burns Red Devils getting it done.
Nice.
Okay. Pickett County 1-3 at Monterey 4-0. All right, Monterey is doing well. Obviously 4-0. Pickett County's coming in with 3 straight losses. No reason to just think Monterey won't get this one done. The Wildcats win that one. Pearl Cone at 4-0 at Republic 0-4. They play this over at TPS Field. I don't even know if you know where that is. It's over on Foster Avenue near the old 100 Oaks Mall.
Okay.
It was an old TPS was Tennessee Preparatory School. Anyway, it's a state facility now. They still have a football field. That's where they're playing. Pearl at Republic. 4-0 Pearl, Republic 0-4. Really?
Yeah.
Firebirds with a running clock to start the second half there.
Oh.
All right, Tullahoma 2-2 at Spring Hill 0-4. Tulla has been loss win. And I think it's time to break that cycle. Tullahoma in a close one over a struggling Spring Hill team. Scottshill at 1-3 at Waverly 2-2. Waverly coming off a nice win over Fairview last week. And then Scottshill has lost 3 in a row. I think it's going to be 4. Waverly wins. East Nashville at 4-0 at Whites Creek 2-2. East Nashville coming off a big 48-0 win over Brainerd on homecoming. The East Nashville Eagles soar over the White Creek's Cobras this week. Boom goes the dynamite.
I think you can go perfect.
Thanks. Jinx.
All right, starting the list for my list B, is Henry County at Clarksville. So both teams are 2-2. Henry County lost their first 2 games to really good teams in Haywood and Beach. Since then, they've turned around and won 2 games in a row, and I think they continue the winning streak and win this matchup over Clarksville. They get the win. My next game is Eagleville versus Community. So this is the Community Vikings' 4th home game in a row, and they've yet to win a game in their homestand. Wow. I think this trend continues, and Eagleville gets a road win, and that'll bring them to 4-1 on the year. DeKalb County versus Grundy County. So DeKalb County is 3-2. All 3 wins are home games, and both losses are away games. I'm going to stick with that trend. They are home this week, and they will get the win. Mount Juliet Christian versus Franklin Grace. So Mount Juliet Christian, I picked them to win last week, and they were the only ones that let me down.
Oh, good, great.
So I'm kind of nervous to pick them to win, but I'm going to do it. Franklin Grace is 0-4, and they've lost every game by 35 or more points. Mount Juliet Christian, they played some tough teams this season, and I think they're going to be looking to take advantage of this one, and they'll get the win. But fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Okay. I hope they don't lose this time. My next game is Beach versus Hunters Lane. So Beach stayed undefeated last week with a clutch 18-17 win on the road against Hendersonville. I think they're the far better team here and will beat Hunters Lane by 30 or more points.
Nice.
Good Pasture at Lipscomb is my next game. Lipscomb has been on the road for the past 2 weeks, and they're going to be ready for this home game. They're going to take advantage of it and get the win. Mount Juliet versus Wilson Central is my next game. So this was my toughest one to pick.
It's a tough game.
This week. I think both teams are very talented and will put up a good fight. But I'm going with a home team, Mount Juliet. They're going to hand Wilson Central their first loss of the year.
Wow.
It's going to happen. Rossview versus Station Camp. I think the Rossview Hawks, they're at home. They're going to take care of business this week over the winless Station Camp team. Okay. Livingston Academy over Stone Memorial is what I've got. Livingston Academy, they've kind of sneakily put together a really solid year.
Yeah.
They're 4-0 with wins over good teams like Cookeville and Upperman. So I think they're going to beat Stone Memorial and get the win. The Wildcats, they keep rolling. My last game for this week is Walker County at White County. So picking teams off of bye weeks, that's been good for me this competition so far. So Walker County, they've played a very tough schedule, and after a week of rest, they're going to be ready to beat this beatable White County team. So I'm going with Walker County.
Okay. So that sounds pretty good to me. I like the work you put into this.
Yeah, I keep getting better and better each week, but the only way I can get better is to have a perfect list.
We'll see. Well, I'm not calling perfect anymore. But, I learned my lesson, but I like my picks.
I do too.
I like your picks. We'll see. Y'all, that is going to do it for this week. It's a kind of an abbreviated segment. Appreciate you subscribing, watching. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, I've got a challenge for y'all this week. What I want you to do is comment down below what your favorite high school sports team is, who you support.
That's nice. Yeah, let us know you're watching. There's subscribe information down here. You know how to do it. There's the social media. What is it?
At MTHS Sports Show on Instagram and Twitter.
Very good. Thanks so much. We're out of here, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Thanks.